And the English Premier League kicks off on Friday, but as the thrill of a new football season takes over screens, campaigners are warning that gambling sponsorships are ruining people's lives. The British government itself is now considering whether to ban it altogether. 9 of the 20 Premier League teams have gambling companies as their main shirt sponsors. And it's effective. The UK's Gambling Commission says a third of British gamblers are influenced by advertising. The Commission estimates about 340,000 adults are considered problem gamblers, with another 1.7 million at risk. And for each problem gambler, 6 other people, an estimate of 2 million, are harmed by the loss of relationships, jobs, homes and even lives. But many warn a ban on betting ads will harm smaller clubs. The English Football League says it could make 72 clubs go under. The league's chairman says the pandemic has already left an estimated $350 million hole in club finances based on gate receipts alone. Well, Paul Pettigrew is a former gambling addict who was nearly $50,000 in debt by the time he was 19. He's since founded GamTalk UK, which educates young people about the dangers of gambling. He joins us live by Skype from Port Glasgow. Thanks very much for being with us. Do you mind if I ask you how you started gambling?
So I just left a professional environment in football and just left school, and I went to the casino for the first time with my pals, and then from there I was given an online account and started gambling on the football, and from there just the handbrake came off, to be honest.
And what was so the handbrake came off, what was the impact on your life?
Well, I've lost opportunities in university and football, and I was about £35,000 in debt when I was 19, and just my mental health as well was absolutely shattered. It robbed me of all my confidence, and my relationship with my family and my pals was terrible as well, and it really took me to a brink, to be honest, where I didn't want to be here anymore, because I didn't think I was ever going to get over a problem, and I didn't want to live the rest of my life being as miserable as what I was.
It sounds pretty terrible situation for someone as young as well. So how much do you think young people are drawn in by something like sponsorship on shirts and so on?
Well, I think sponsorship creates normalisation, and it's meant that companies who sell highly addictive products are household names, even among young people as well. We know how much young people love watching football. They grow up watching football, and I think it just, as I said, it creates normalisation. I did an experiment in a school last year, and I put a bit of paper down and asked in groups if they could name as many gambling companies as they could. And this group was 4th year, so they're probably about 15, and they could name 13 different gambling companies, which I thought was quite shocking.
And what about the argument that the clubs need the sponsorship money, and that they're having a struggle because of COVID, etc., and they're going to lose money and go under if they don't have this sponsorship?
I don't agree with that at all. I work closely with an organisation in England called The Big Step, and they ensure me as well with all their research that these companies would be replaced by other companies who would put money in as well. I think the overall estimated loss is about a 2.5% loss in revenue, which is surely worth it in order to help protect young people more than what we're currently doing.
What about the Premier League seems to be in favour, I suppose they would be, of self-regulation rather than it being imposed by the government. What do you make of that suggestion?
I think that they're taking in so much money through our sponsorship that they need to be spending more and doing more in the community with the fans groups and with youth teams in order to help prevent against the problem even starting, particularly because their pockets are being so heavily filled with all the money.
Just very briefly, what do you say to young people when you see them about gambling?
I'm not anti-gambling at all. A lot of my pals gamble and they do it safely, but I grew up and I was fully aware of the dangers of alcohol and drugs because I was spoken about it in school, and I just let them know that although it can be done safely, it can also ruin your life if you don't keep it under control.
Paul Pettigrew, thank you very much indeed for taking the time to talk to us on Al Jazeera. Thank you.